I want to show you one of my favorite breakfast dishes. Make these in advance, microwave, oven, heat and serve up to 2 weeks later. They come up absolutely wonderful. Scrambled eggs and cream cheese. In our catering days, I served so many of this because they were so easy. We used to do little corporate aircraft, and they could take them when they went to Europe and heat them up on the way back. I mean, so easy and so good. What you need, the proportion will scale up, down, whatever. 1 dozen eggs to 8 ounces of cream cheese. I'm doing 6 eggs, and I'm going to cut this little block of cream cheese in half. What you want to do is beat your eggs really well. I like to wrap the egg on a flat surface so that you get a nice clean break in them. And then just make sure you don't have anything in there, should anything go in. And pull it out. If something does go in there, use the shell to get it out. It sort of acts as a magnet. Save your eggshells, break them up, and put them around your plants. Great plant food. Okay, then what you're going to do while I'm beating these, we're going to turn the burner on, and you want to beat these eggs really well. If you're doing a lot of eggs, I strongly suggest using an immersion blender. It's faster and it's easier. You don't want scrambled eggs that have a lot of that streaky white egg white through them. So a French chef once told me you need to beat these 100 times. Sounds like a lot, but it's really not. I count in batches of 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And so on and so forth, until you reach 100. And you'll see, since I haven't reached 100 yet, see how kind of gloppy it is? Well, let's keep going until we get 100. Okay, so now you can see it fall off the whisk like a waterfall. Now, the key to making these is a low heat. I'm going to use a bit of butter because that's going to make this a pan that usually doesn't stick very much into a nonstick pan. You don't necessarily have to have a nonstick pan. The big key, like I said, is low heat. Then I brought this cream cheese out so it would come to room temperature. Now I'm going to take this and cut it into smaller pieces, and this is going to go in the eggs in nice small pieces so that it melts really well. What you're doing is getting the cream cheese to melt into the eggs at the same time the eggs are cooking. So butter is nicely melted. I'm going to put the eggs in, and I like to get everything out, so I use a rubber spatula to get them out of the bowl. Alright, now we're going to drop in these little chunks of cream cheese, and you can break them up one more time as you're putting them into the eggs. We're going to top these. The original recipe that somebody gave me in our catering days was to top them with mandarin oranges and sliced California olives, black olives. I'll tell you what, these are really good eggs. You won't believe how good they are. Everybody loves them. Everybody always requested them because they're so easy and they're so good. And it's nice because they heat and serve. So if you're in a hurry in the morning, pop some of these into the oven or the microwave while you're getting dressed, and they're done. So now what I'm doing is stirring these. Low heat, keep stirring. And I'm going to use the back of this silicone spatula to kind of smash the cream cheese up as they slowly cook. Now while those are slowly cooking, it's chive season. The first, well actually I've been pulling them out of my garden for quite some time. And I want to garnish these with fresh chive. So there's 2 ways you can do this. You can do it with the scissors, but what I find is easier when you pick pick the chives, you want to keep them all in a line like little matchsticks. And then I hold my fingers together, and I think it's faster actually to just do it with a knife. And voila, we have beautiful chopped chives. They're gonna look great on these eggs. Now we want to stir this again. I'm going to turn this heat down a little bit more and smooth out the cream cheese with the back of the spatula. And I'm going to pull these off the heat just before they're completely set, because chances are you're going to want to heat these later, and being that the case, heating them again, you're thoroughly cooking them just to a soft set stage. Now if you're doing a dozen of these, or a couple, I've actually done up to 3 dozen in a pan, but that is using a really good sized pan. Now I've just turned off the heat because these are perfect at the soft set stage. And I am mashing the remainder of the cream cheese around in these. Now, I want these to quit cooking, so I'm going to put them right into my little serving bowl. Mash them up a little more. See how soft and creamy they are? We're going to cool it. These make a great dinner too. You can add an English muffin, add some bacon, add some sausage. Keep it completely vegetarian. Then what we're going to do is garnish these with some mandarin oranges. Now these are obviously canned mandarin oranges. You could use some fresh tangerines if you want. You can use anything on these, but the mandarin oranges are kind of pretty. I save the juice because I'll use that for something else. I don't quite know what, but it will come in handy for something. And then we're going to garnish these with, I happen to have Kalamata olives. I sort of like that sweet salt kind of thing. So that's just what I'm going to use, but use any kind of olive you want. Green olives, the green Cerignola olives would be perfect in this. I did not salt and pepper these. Some people are a little sensitive to salt, but I'll just do a little bit over the top as they're laid out. Have to have fresh pepper. That just goes without saying. Then we'll put a few little chopped chives on there. So how does this look for a perfect heat and serve breakfast? As long as you keep that ratio of 1 dozen eggs to 8 ounces of cream cheese, you can scale it up, scale it down, cook them really, really slow to get the cream cheese to melt. I guarantee the family's going to love these. Make them in advance for a brunch, lunch, and even for a dinner. So there you have something very simple. You can even teach kids how to make these. I hope you enjoy the eggs. I hope you do try them. And like and share this video. Come back for some more.